Hey, welcome to the Reddit time. People who lost their job due to this crisis, what is your story? Today is very serious theme. Let's start. I'm sitting in a meeting right now waiting to get fired. The VP is running late. So that's cool. Edit. They gave us basic info but talking to everyone individually. So who knows still? Edit 2. Laid off. They can't fire you if you fire them first and take their job. They wanted a co-working night to reduce our hours to half each, because they could only afford one of us and didn't want to make a redundancy. In the end, I took the redundancy. I'm 21 and live at home, meals provided. My co-worker is a 30-year-old homeowner with bills and an unemployed girlfriend. Him losing half his income for me seemed wrong. Better me than him. That's the kind of kindness that will get us through this. Wishing you all the best when this scene is over. I was in the middle of moving out of my abusive father's house when this happened and they cancelled my interview for my transfer. I tried sticking it out because the only place I could go definitely is my boyfriend's flight away. Still domestic, just another state. I have been shamed to no end about how selfish and gross I am for even stepping outside my house for groceries, so I literally told no one I'm leaving. Do I want to travel? No, absolutely not. But staying with an abuser for 2 more months will take such a toll on my mental and physical health that it's necessary for me. The fact that people want to shame me without knowing my situation has been awful, and I wish people practiced more of this kindness. Update. Did it. I'm here. I'm having wine and pizza and watching a movie with a lovely man who is nice to me. I'm happy. I'm a nurse. Had a kidney transplant 7 months ago. Returned to work 4 months ago. Left work on Monday and haven't been back since. A paycheck isn't worth risking my best friend's gift. Edit. Worth mentioning, I haven't lost my job. Nurses and staff went to work for 3 days this week to clean and now non-elective surgeries have been cancelled. We'll see what happens. It's a surgery center and my bosses and the board, all doctors, have been beyond supportive throughout my transplant and now this pandemic. The blessing of having so many incredible people in my life has me in a never-ending state of gratitude and free from fear of the unknown. Reach out if you think I can help you. My job as a barista was shut down for safety and because nobody is coming in anyway. And my summer job, teaching kids how to swim at a sleepaway camp, is cancelled because the camp decided not to open. While I'm not in danger of losing my house or starving, I am now unable to afford to continue going to college next semester. I was laid off from my 5-year graphic design job working for a screen printing and promotional products company. About half of my business involves schools, sports and events. Obviously, none of that is happening currently, so our business has stagnated. They are going to try to operate with a skeleton crew for the next couple months. The hope is to bring everyone back eventually, but I'm not optimistic. Solidarity. I'm a web developer, pretty much the same industry. Fabric decor, projection screens, giant shade structures, etc. I'm optimistic things will bounce back eventually, and I trust my CEO that I will be called back when that happens. He has always been extremely good to all of the employees and we are good friends at this point, but I'm not optimistic that it will happen within the next few months. Yeah, it's tough. The demand will definitely be back eventually, just waiting all this out will suck. If anything, it sounds like we both will have great references if something else surfaces. Good luck! I haven't lost my job, but my small software company instituted 30% pay cut across the board. They say it will be re-evaluated every month. Clients keep cancelling or postponing projects, so I'm good this month, but could easily lose it next month. I'm just happy they decided to cut pay instead of fire 30% of the workforce so everyone can keep their health coverage. That and I'm not sure I wouldn't have been part of that 30%. I worked at Hyatt. I was hired as an intern fresh out of college for a year. Most of Hyatt's interns were actually internationals from Europe. Hyatt paid us minimum wage, which is crazy once you learn how expensive New York City is. 2 months ago, they recently hired a guy from the Netherlands, and just 2 weeks ago, another girl, also from the Netherlands, have just moved to New York City for this internship and had moved to her apartment just last week. 2 days ago, HR called us for a meeting and said effective Monday we were no longer employed by Hyatt. They refused to pay us any of our sick or personal days, which I had 7 days worth. For the interns that have just recently moved to New York City, HR basically said you are on your own, not our problem, nothing we can do to help. Slot out of luck. Being laid off is one thing, but having the HR director tell us that they were not intending in paying any of our sick days or personal days was a slap in the face and a massive dick move. I had intended to work till Saturday, which was my last scheduled day. Since they were not paying my sick days, I just called off my last 3 days so I can at least get 3 sick days paid. Highest saying is, we care for people so they can be their best. They really showed their true colors, and I would never work for Hayat or stay in any of their property for as long as I live. I got a call congratulating me on getting a job 2 days before a hiring freeze went into a place at the university I applied to. I never saw my contract, nor do I have any work. Edit. Thank you for the gold. I wish it had been on a cheerier post. We're in this together and we'll get through it together, a step at a time. Look after one another, be considerate and be kind to yourselves. Here is hoping this blows over sooner rather than later. I'm a substitute teacher. If you are aware that most schools are closing, if they haven't already, then that should explain why all subs are now effectively unemployed. It's unlikely that schools will return during this situation, so yes, thousands of people are out of work just from that alone. Subs don't make salary, so any employee who is hourly or paid by day now needs to scramble. My experience is pretty unique. In a nutshell, my wife and I live in New Zealand and had planned a 2-year working visa in Toronto. We were supposed to leave in April, so we had obviously already handed in our notices of resignation to our bosses. Long story short, Canada shut its borders and my boss has already hired my replacement. As a side note, they shut the borders on my birthday. Oh wow, that just ruined the whole 2-year plan, good luck. I was laid off indefinitely from 2 different hourly paying line cooking jobs on Monday, about 50 hours combined a week. I helped clean out one of the restaurants Wednesday. We discarded a lot of stuff. I helped clean out all of the coolers and throw away a lot of prepared food that people didn't or couldn't take home. In place, we encouraged to take what they wanted, produce dairy, meat, etc. The place is almost completely empty. It's surreal. My spouse was laid off indefinitely Wednesday. She manages a restaurant and is salaried with benefits about 50 hours a week. She was told that management will not be paid until the place reopens. Our family currently has no work or income. We have a young child. These are very uncertain times. Edit update. We are healthy and staying happy. Lots of extra time to play with the kiddo. We have food, water and other saved resources. We are exploring unemployment insurance and a couple of other options. Thanks for all of the love. This story could be the same for millions right now. Take care of your family and neighbors. Try to spend and shop local. We get past this together. To the young child part that happened to me after the 11th of September. VAC, Medicaid for the kid, unemployment benefits. Now is the time to pursue them all. They were a lifesaver for me. You've been paying into this your entire working career via unemployment insurance deductions, so don't feel guilty about using what's available. Just lost it about an hour ago. I'm a restaurant manager and they called me and told me to turn in my keys by the end of the day. I'm in quarantine and can't. They are sending me a UPS box so I can send in my keys and told me to file for unemployment. Never expected this to happen to me. I'm in shock, I don't know what I'm going to do. Hey, thanks for the well wishes and advice. I live in New Jersey and I already filed last night. Everyone else in my shoes read these comments. On top of being really sick, it was a kick to the stomach, but we'll get through it. I wonder if it's temporary so you can get unemployment and then they'll hire you back later on. I know of a place that can't afford to stay open but is letting people pick if they want to be laid off or fired. Hoping people can gain their unemployment better that way. If you're in the UK, the major supermarkets are on a recruitment drive with the first turnaround of getting people in position. I know this isn't a story about losing a job, but hopefully this helps someone come into this thread. I'm in the state of Ohio in the US and I'm seeing a lot of those opportunities too. I'm a server. I haven't worked since the 14th, but was officially laid off on the 18th. Where I am, temporary layoff is only 60 days. If we are not back by then, we lose our jobs permanently. It couldn't have come at a worse time since we have new management and there's been some murmurs about getting new stuff. I was about to lose my apartment, unrelated, but my landlord phoned me up to let me know that he is no longer making me leave and not to worry about April rent. He also gave me $150 to go buy groceries. He is a bro. I'm trying to get through the EI, which is all online right now, but the site keeps crashing, so I'm unable to make a claim right now. Jesus, your landlord is a hero. My landlord would have helped me pack my bags. Yeah, I just got hired last week, but I think that my first workday isn't gonna happen. That sucks. Be strong, buddy. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate it a lot. I hope you haven't lost your job during these difficult times, but if you have, you can comment down below about this story. Also subscribe to my channel, give me big thumbs up, and see you in the next video.